Ah, nice. I can hear you too. How are you?
Good. Jørgen Bergersen, hey man, Invasion, well, not a new album, but it came out in 2023. I've been listening to a lot of it and sounds great, man. Sounds great.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Cool. Now, even before the band Invasion, you were part of another band called Big City, which were really taken off on Frontiers.
Yeah, right.
Can you tell me anything a little bit about that band?
Well, yeah, I can't remember when I joined them right now, but we wrote two studio albums. And was the last one was Sun Wind Sails. Uh, we were signed on Frontiers Records, if you know them.
Right. Yes.
Yeah, the Italians.
Cool.
Yeah, so to me, it came to a part where I just didn't feel like that was the right project for me.
Right.
And I met Adrian at a festival in Norway because Big City and Jorn, if you know Jorn.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, we played at a big festival together in Norway. And I met Adrian backstage. We had the backstage next to each other. And we really hit it off. We really had this chemistry. And 6 or 7 months later, he asked me to join and try to write some songs. And that felt so good to me. It was really, really perfect.
Right.
So to me, it was heartbreaking at one point, but I had to do what was right in my heart. So I left Big City actually before we released Sun Wind Sails in 2023. Yeah.
Now, how did you know you had vocal ability? As a young kid.
Oh well. Early on, when I was like 5 or 6 years old at school, we had a teacher who was a choir leader, and she always made us sing lots of songs in the class. And I started playing in a band because my older brother also is a singer, and he plays in guitar and played in lots of projects. So around 12, I was 12, I think, when I started playing in a rock and roll band, and I just started to sing because my brother was a frontman and was singing.
Right.
And I had no kind of technique or anything like that. I just enjoyed the singing. It was painful at sometimes, but in time I learned how to master the technique. Yeah.
Cool. No lessons or nothing like that, right?
Well, I haven't taken any physical lessons, but I have been following a teacher called Ken Tamplin, if you know him.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he has a vocal academy, and I bought his course, and I was trying to follow him, some advice that he came with, and tried a lot of the techniques that he teaches. And I have passed on to a coach called John Henney. Yeah. Great coach. So I have been taking some lessons online, but never, one-to-one. It has always been courses.
Right.
And I've played in. I have had a cover band in. Actually, we have a 10-year anniversary right now where we played like Kiss, Bon Jovi, Judas Priest, AC/DC, all those great bands. And it has been an arena for me to go. It's like going to the gym, playing all the cover songs. Yeah.
Cool. How were you in school? Were you a good kid, bad kid?
No, I was a good kid, I think, but I was not the best in any subjects. But I think I was a good kid.
Yeah. Did you play any sports or anything?
Yeah, actually, I saw you're from New Jersey, and I played ice hockey.
Oh, so, wow.
And my favorite team is New Jersey Devils.
Cool.
Yeah, so I started playing. I started going with the skates when I was 3 years old. My father was a hockey coach.
Cool. Mm-hmm. Excellent.
I've actually been to the Prudential Center and watched New Jersey Devils kick the Rangers' ass.
Wow. Yeah. That place is getting built up pretty big now. They're doing all kinds of stuff over there, building onto things and changing things, and it's pretty cool. When you were a kid, did you collect anything?
Well, I collected hockey cards.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
But and Pokemon cards. I was that generation.
Right. Yeah. Wow. Wow. So far being in music, what is the biggest highlight so far for you in your career?
Wow, biggest highlights. Well, actually, everything that's happening with Invasion right now is every milestone we reach is
Right.
kind of the peak for me. So we just reached, I think, 13,000 monthly listeners on Spotify, and that's a great achievement for a band like us. We know we are all independent, so both these records are the highlights to me right now.
Cool, cool, cool.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me a little bit about your microphone, because it's a little unique to me.
This one?
Yes. Yeah.
So this is it's actually a classical microphone. This is the Shure SM7B. Have you heard of it?
No, I know. Not at all.
No, almost every podcast uses this microphone. It's a great microphone.
Right.
And they actually recorded the Black Album of Metallica with this microphone.
Wow. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I didn't know that.
No, it's a great microphone. I love it, and I recorded all of the first album, both with actually Sun Wind Sails with Big City and Invasion 1 was recorded with this microphone right here.
Wow.
in this
cool,
chair.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was watching some videos of you singing in, I guess, your apartment or wherever that is and stuff like that. How'd you come up with that idea? Do that like that?
Well, it's in this world we're living in, you have to generate a lot of content, and I was just trying, you know what, a live one take sing through. I kind of want to show that it's important to me to show that I can do what I do in the studio live.
Right.
Because at the end we are going to play a lot of live shows, and it's important for me to be fit, and I can sing every song the way you hear it on the record, and not taking a lot of shortcuts. So it was kind of a challenge to myself, and just to show the fans that we can do this.
I thought it was pretty cool.
Thanks.
I enjoyed it. You don't see many bands doing that, maybe once in a while, but it's definitely unique and really interesting to me. I'm saying, like, wow, he's doing that in his apartment. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, thanks.
I really liked it. It was good.
Oh, thank you.
Tell me a little bit about Pride and Joy Music. It seems like a lot of bands are getting signed to that label, and great bands too.
Yeah, so right now we are not signed with Pride and Joy, but I've talked a lot to Birgit Schwanke, who is the head there. So actually, she contacted me on the band's email to buy, I think it was 200 copies of our first album, Invasion. And we didn't plan to release this in a physical copy. Right. So because of Birgit, we pressed 300 300. Right. So she bought 200 of them, and we've had some contacts after that, and she has also ordered a batch of our second album.
Right.
But we're not in any dialogue of any kind of label deal or anything like that.
Right. Cool. You think 300 copies was enough?
Well, we don't have anyone left, so I think we probably could have pressed more copies, but the logistics, and we are all independent, and that's where we feel like we should have had some help from probably the label, because it's really time consuming to be pressing CDs and sending them all over the world.
Right.
So hopefully in the future we can find someone to collaborate on that part.
It was pretty funny because one of my writers, his name's Mark Ballo. I go, you ever heard this band Invasion? And then he sends me back a picture on his phone, and he has your album. I go, what?
That's awesome.
I didn't even know you knew these guys. And he goes, no, I got it. He goes, only 300 was pressed and stuff like that, and I got one.
Oh, that's so cool.
Ain't that cool?
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, so I was pretty impressed, and it says now I got to go track one down for myself. But that was pretty cool. I that shocked me. I thought
that's so cool.
I thought I found a band that he didn't know about, and
yeah,
he knew.
But where did you hear about Invasion?
Bridget.
Yeah. Okay. Of course. Cool.
Yeah. Yeah. She sent me like a press release and the download, and I listened to the album. Then I watched the videos on YouTube, and I enjoyed it. So I said, let me see if I contact them and see if we get some interviews going.
Yes, of course.
So it was cool. Was there any songs on the album that were challenging for you?
Yeah, I would say every single one, because I was well, how to say it? It was every single song was a real challenge me to sing, but because I was I think I managed to really push some limits in my vocal range, both with power and the tones. So and I was really trying to what's the word, not just sing the songs technically correct, but also have some also Jesus, what was the name? Trying to you have to sell the lyrics too,
Right. Yeah.
Wow. So, but each and every song is unique, and they are challenging in their own way. Probably we have had some live shows where we played the whole album, and to me it's the song called Acolytes.
Right.
It takes a lot of focus and energy to sing that song.
Right. Cool. Well, what's the feeling like? You said you do live shows and stuff like that.
Yeah.
How's it feel when you have fans waiting for your autograph and getting a picture with you and stuff like that?
Well, it's always great to meet fans, of course, and we're very, very humble to that, and just that we have had so much success with this first album for just being a band in we haven't existed in like more than 1.5 years.
Right. Yeah.
So of course we're very humble, and we love each and every one, and we try to, when we get messages and stuff on Instagram or Facebook or on email, we try to reply on every single one. We had a great fan, it's called Mark, and he's from Netherlands, and he's been pushing our music. He got a friend of him, a journalist, to write a very good review for us, and he's been really great fans. We send him some t-shirts and try to appreciate the fans in that way, and like you take your time to interview us and giving the exposure. That's always fantastic, and we really appreciate it.
Cool. How hard is it for a new band to break into music?
Well, there's a lot of bands,
right? Yes.
A lot of bands, especially in our genre, heavy metal bands, and Frontiers, Pride and Joy. There's a lot of these labels that really especially Frontiers Records, they are signing a lot of new bands,
right?
So it's hard to break through, but if you take the time to learn how marketing works,
right,
like in Facebook and Instagram, and you spend some of your private economy to just push your music, there is possible. It is really possible. But I think you have to get out there and play and make content, and of course it's hard.
Cool. Do you ever think of back in the day, there was no internet like that and stuff like that? You had to mail like a cassette. You got to mail it, actually, cassette and paperwork and stuff like that. Now you could just push a button and, if you got the right people, it could really help out.
Times have changed.
Yes.
Drastically.
Yes. What's a typical day for you when you get up?
Oh, well, I go to work. That's usually, I stand up, I drink my coffee at No, I make some coffee at around 6 a.m.
Right.
And then I drive to my workplace, drinking that coffee. And I'm a police officer, so that's what I do for a living.
Right. Cool.
Yeah, I've been doing that for the last 11 years.
Right. Yeah.
And then I exercise a lot. I'm training CrossFit. I've been active since I was 3 years old, so I need to direct my energy to somewhere. And then I try to do the vocal exercises to keep the strength in my voice, and that's usually what I do. Yeah, nothing crazy.
How's the music scene in your area?
Well, for heavy metal bands, there are some glam bands and heavy metal bands playing around, but somehow the Norwegian people are not very they don't love to go to concerts with unknown bands.
Right.
So it's a bit hard to play and to get people to come to the concerts. But if you can get a spot at a festival or something, yeah, that will be probably the best bet.
Cool.
Yeah.
What's your family think about your success so far?
Well, so far they have been very supportive, especially my mom and dad. I always, when I have written a new song and I have the demo mix, I have to go to them and show it to them, and kind of involve them in what I do. And then my brother has always been supportive, so I get a lot of love from them, from my family.
Cool. When you do shows, is there anything particular you like to eat?
Yeah, actually, I don't eat because there's a lot of as a singer, you have to be a bit aware of what you put in your body.
Right.
So I do not drink alcohol, for example, before shows. And I try to eat, salad or some lean meat or anything like that. Not nothing hot or spicy.
Right.
So and I drink water, perhaps some tea, just to get the muscles a bit warmer, and then it's showtime.
Cool. You remember the first concert you ever went to?
The first concert I ever went to, what was that? Was probably some local blues band or something, because when I was around 10 11 years old, there was a lot of the blues scene was really blooming here in my area. So, and my brother played in a blues band, but the first real concert actually with a bigger band was Motley Crue.
Cool. What tour was that?
Sorry,
what tour was that?
Well, that was around in, I think they just released, was it Saints of Los Angeles or something? That album was called. I think that was the tour.
Cool. Yeah, I got to see Motley on the Shout at the Devil tour. I photographed that tour.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. I look at the pictures and I said, wow, I can't believe I was there. It was great.
That's incredible.
So what's the last concert you went to see?
Well, that was actually last Friday. This Friday, I saw Judas Priest.
Wow, that had to be great, huh?
Oh my God! That band was so. I have seen them before in Norway, but this concert was at the Tons of Rock Festival in Norway. It's the biggest metal festival. It was. I was mind blown. It was amazing. So I got to see Judas Priest on last Friday, and I saw Saxon before that. So it was two bands of the British way of new heavy metal. It was amazing.
Wow. And what's the latest album that you have been listening to?
So latest album. Wow, what's that? I actually have to check on my Spotify, because the last album, from A to B. Let's see. I have to look it up. I listen to so much music. Well, actually, I've been listening a lot to Pornograffiti 2 by Extreme. a lot lately, because I also got to see them last week, which also was an amazing gig. So and of course, Permission to Land by The Darkness is also a classic album for me. I really love it.
Cool. What's your feeling about vinyl coming back?
Well, I love vinyl. I don't have I can't play vinyl at home, but I really love the format. Right. We would love to press some vinyl for our fans, right, because it's something. My dad have a lot of vinyls. He collected vinyls for many years, and every Christmas, me and my brother, we buy something new for him to have in his collection. And I've really got to experience the whole experience with having a vinyl, looking at the art and reading the lyrics, and it's a really great format.
Cool. So is there a possibility that this album will be coming out on vinyl?
Yeah, the only thing that stops us right now is the financial situation. We have to be a little bit smart, but it's definitely, I think both the first and the second album will at some point be released in vinyl. And because we are all independent, we own our own music, we can do whatever we want with it. And that's the part of being independent that I really love, that we can choose when we want to release music and how and in which kind of format. But it's also a lot of heavy lifting.
Yeah. Yes, definitely. What's your feeling about downloads?
Well, as long as the artist or the band gets compensated for the downloads, of course, that's we have changed the way we listen to music these days. And to me, I use Spotify a lot. I don't listen to CDs or cassette or anything like that anymore. But as long as the artist gets compensation it deserves, I'm fine with downloads.
What's your feeling about bands using backtracks or sampling and stuff like that?
In live shows?
Yeah.
Well, that's just where we have. That's just where we are right now. And there's a lot of. I think it's great to can be able to give the listener the experience live that they experience on CD, because we also use a lot of samples and things and synths and all that in our production. So we use tracks live, but we also we have, every singer has to sing the backing vocals live.
Right.
But other than that, we have some synths and we have some ambient sounds that we have on tracks, and we have the click track to keep us all on time and in check. And you can really start to shape your performance when you actually do it like that. So in a way, I think it's in a direction where it's professional, but I think you should not be all dependent on that track. So if something gets fucked up, you can always do the show without the tracks.
Oh, cool. Any chance of you doing any shows in the United States?
Well, that would be awesome, and of course we would be open to do that. We just need to find some promoters or someone who can get us a show over there, but that would be super cool.
Cool. You working on new material now?
Well, yeah, actually we have almost too much material at this point, because I'm really having trouble, just getting through every piece of song that we write. So we have already started working on our third album. So we have 2 songs that are completely done with lyrics and the arrangements. So, and I have like probably around 30 or 40 songs I can choose to work with. So we have a lot of material.
Cool. If you went out on a big tour, who would you go with?
What band or something?
Yeah, what band? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I think it would be cool to tour with Steel Panther.
Oh, they're wild.
Yeah. I've seen them every time they come to Norway, and I've got the chance to meet Michael Starr and the band, and they invited me to the tour bus, and they're fantastic people. I really love them.
Cool. Is there any goal that you'd like to achieve in your music career?
Yeah, we would like to get into the festival scene and play bigger audiences. Of course, that's something we're working towards.
Right.
We really just want to have to get exposed to the biggest audience possible. Yeah, and play the huge scenes. I think personally, I think our music should fit a big festival easy. And I know we have the experience and the skills to do a festival show.
Oh. What you feeling about doing the videos?
The music videos?
Yeah.
Oh my God, that was a really intense day. So the music video for all that was Adrian, the guitarist. He have a really nice friend, and he has become a good friend to the rest of the band too. His name is Kasper Johansen, and he's been working with both photos and videos for a long time, and he told us that he can shoot and cut the video for us if we bought him a Squier or a Stratocaster guitar. And we were like, of course. So we were doing everything on one day. It was almost filmed and cut in 48 hours.
Oh, great.
And we had to do the video without the other Jørgen in the band, Abrahamsen, because he just became a father. So we had to do it with just the 4 of the guys.
Cool. Now tell me about each member of the band and tell me their qualities.
Oh, well, let's just start with Adrian, the guitarist. His stage presence is just fantastic. You know, he never misses a note, and he delivers each and every note with such there's just a lot of emotions there. Right. And he just solely love everything he does with music. He just, I think probably he sleeps with all his guitars in the bed. He's a fantastic man. And he's also a great studio technician. He also mixes in other bands. And he's just the sweetest guy. And the same with Jørgen Abrahamsen, the other guitarist, right. Which I was introduced to. He was the second member I was introduced to by Adrian. And I was a bit skeptical because Adrian is such a great guitarist. You know, he's been playing with Jorn and August N. Nilsen from Wigwam. And it's great. And then he shows up with his buddy Jørgen here, and he plays with such emotions in his guitar. And it's also just a loyal and sweet guy. Really, really love Jørgen. And then you have Eilev Sagerusten, which is our drummer. And he's also the one who produces our music and he mixes our music. Extremely talented. He has a really modern style, but at the same time, I hear a lot of Peter Criss from Kiss in him.
Right.
Yeah. Again, each member has the ability to, you know, channelize the emotions, their heart through their playing, and that's I think that's what gives Invasion the sound.
Right.
And then you have Thomas, which is our bassist, and he actually he was not with us with the first album. He recorded the bass as a session bassist.
Right.
And he was supposed to join us on the release concerts for the first album, and it was just pure chemistry. So he joined the band after that, and has been with us since that day. And he has metal in his blood. His father played guitar in a metal band from Norway called Witchhammer. And it's just he has so much compassion for us and everything he does. So Thomas is a fantastic, great guy. There's not a bad thing to say about any of them.
Wow.
It's really unique to find 4 other guys that every single band member is working towards the same goal. That everybody puts all they have in the project. There's no drugs, there's no abuse of any kind. It's just pure chemistry, and that's really beautiful.
Oh, cool. Now, who does the writing and who writes the music?
Well, right now there are Jørgen, me, and Adrian is writing the songs in the first stages. So it usually goes like Jørgen and Adrian is writing separately,
right?
And so they do all the riffs, the arrangements, and then they are adding, what's it called? They program the drums,
right,
in the first phase, and they send it to me, so I get a skeleton of a song with a solo and riffs and harmonics and all I need, and then I just I write all the lyrics and the melodies and the backing vocals, and then that's the first step, and then Thomas comes in and lay the bass, and I does all the drums, of course, and we re-record it. So there's a lot of things that happens from our demos until the finished product.
Oh, cool. Can you tell me anything about your merchandise?
Yeah, well, we have this print on demand online store, which works really good for us, but we also have made a deal with a local shop that actually gave us a lot of free T-shirts that we can sell at our shows.
Right.
So right now we're just that's not where we put all our focus, but of course we have to have merch.
Right. Yeah. Gotta have that.
We gotta have it.
Yep. Gotta have it. Yep. Cool. Well, Jørgen, it was great talking to you, and I wish you guys the best. Would you like to say anything to the fans out there?
Oh, wow. Yeah. Well, first of all, thank you for having me here. And you're a fire soul, and we are all dependent on having. We can't do this on our own. So each and everyone that takes interest in innovation, we are forever grateful. And just want to thank every single one of you who streams our music or buy merch or anything. We really appreciate it.
Cool. Thanks a lot for the chat, man.
Thanks. See ya.
Enjoy your life. Bye-bye.
Yeah. Bye-bye.